Hi everyone, it's Monique here with Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be making a Pokeball, and we're going to start that in just a moment. Hi everyone, Monique here with Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are making a Pokeball. So you're going to need some red yarn, some white yarn, and some black yarn. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and you're going to need a number 4.5 crochet hook. And the size of our Pokeball is going to be about the size of a small baseball. Let's get started. So we're going to start with our red. Now, we're going to start by crossing our yarn over, and we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Now, we are going to catch that tail and put it back through. We are going to do 6 single crochets in that second chain from hook. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to slip stitch into that very first stitch. We're going to pull that tail, which is going to make our hole small. Okay, so see, the hole is very small now. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 2 single crochets in every stitch around. So we'll have a total of 12 at the end. So 1, 2 in one stitch, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We are going to slip stitch into that first stitch, and then we will chain up 1. Okay, so we have 12 stitches. We are going to increase by 6 stitches in this next round. We're going to start by doing 2 in the first stitch. So 1, 2, and then we'll put 1 in that very next stitch to give us a total of 3. By the end of this round, we'll have 18. So we're working in multiples of 3. Okay, so we're at 3. So the next stitch will have 2 stitches, 4, 5, and the stitch after that will just have 1, which will bring us to 6. Next stitch will have 2 stitches, 7, 8. Next stitch will have 1, which is 9. See how I'm getting to my multiples of 3? 10, 11, and then this will bring us to 12. 13 and 14 in the same stitch. 15 is on its own. 16 and 17 in the same stitch. And then 18 is on its own. And that's the end of this round. We will slip stitch into that first stitch. Chain up 1. Now we are going to increase by another 6. So at the end of this row, we will have 24 stitches. So we're going to work in multiples of 4. So 2 in the first, 1, 2, 1 in the next one, which gives us 3, 1 in the next one, which gives us 4. So now we're going to start our next multiple. Okay, so we're going to have 5 and 6 in one stitch, 7 and 8 are on their own. 9 and 10 in one stitch, 11 on its own, 12 on its own. 13, 14 in one stitch, 15 on its own, 16 on its own, 17, 18 on one stitch, 19 on its own, 20 on its own. Then we're going to have 21, 22 in one stitch, 23, 24 on their own. We're going to slip, or no, we're not. Now, instead of doing a slip stitch into the next stitch, we're just going to single crochet around. So before we start that, we're going to count how many rows we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, okay? Multiples of 4 means we were on the 4th row. So we're just going to now do, we want to make a circle, okay? So if you want to make a circle, you're going to want to have 4 rows even, okay? So we are going to go around for 1 row. We're going to do 2 rows of black and then 1 row of white, okay? So we're doing 1 row even of red. Then we will switch to black and do 2 rows of black, and then we will switch to white and do 1 row of white. So you can either count out 24 stitches, or you can do like I do, I count my rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got to keep going until I've got 5 rows worth all the way around. And you can be a little bit off on this, it's no big deal. Okay, so it's going to start curving like this, and that's what you want. Okay. So let's see, this should be about right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, couple more stitches. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut our yarn, leave a bit of a tail. We are going to slip stitch into that next stitch, pull through, and then pull through and make a knot. In the same stitch you just made a knot, you are going to pull your black through, because we're switching to black, and we're going to do 2 rows in black now. Oh my goodness, could I find the end? There we go. Okay, so we want 2 rows of black. So you're gonna want to pull your yarn through, make a stitch, okay, and then we're gonna just go around. And we're gonna do 2 rows of going around. So when you're counting from the center, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so this will be 6 and 7. So you'll want 7 rows all the way around, okay? Or you can count to 24 twice with your black. So, or count to 48 or whatever. So you want 2 rows of black. Come back when you're done that. We are not increasing at this point. We're just going even. Okay, so I'm back. I'm on my final stitch of the black, just like the other one. We are gonna cut a tail. We're gonna finish that. Pull it tight in the same spot we just did that. We are gonna start our white, and we're doing 1 row even of white, so there should be 24. Oops, just 1. Okay. And then, keeping with white, we'll start our decrease. Okay, so we're gonna do one row, so 24 stitches. Okay. I figure I'll just do this with you guys on camera. Oops. There we go. And I'm putting all my ends in the center. Okay, I'm all putting them towards the middle. Okay, so I'm getting to my 24th stitch. Okay. So now what we're gonna do, we're not breaking the yarn or anything. We're gonna start our decrease, okay? This would be actually a good time for us just to tack down that center so that it doesn't open up on us, okay? So get your darning needle. We'll just quickly put some knots in, and it doesn't matter if you do knots because it's not like it's going to be against anyone's skin or an animal's skin. So I just go in, I go back through my loop twice, just like the same kind of knot I use when I make jewelry on my other channel. Pull tight and then just weave in the tail a bit. Make sure you're not going through to the other side. If you see my fingers there, making sure I don't go through to the other side. And we just want to tack this one down because we don't want that hole to open up. We'll give that one a snip. The others can simply be tied. Okay, so we'll give those just a tie and a tie and a tie and a tie. Okay, then we'll turn it back inside in. Now we're gonna start our decrease, okay? So, we are at 24, so we're gonna go back down to 18, okay? So, we're gonna do, go into the stitch, grab your yarn. Without going through those two loops, you're going to go in the next stitch, grab your yarn. You're going to put those two together. That counts as one. Then we're going to do 2 and 3 because we're doing multiples of 3, okay? So then we're going to go and do a decrease again. So this will be 4, 5, 6, and then a decrease again. So you go in one and you pull it through, you go into the next, you pull it through, and that'll be 7, 8, 9, and then go into one, pull it through the next, pull it through. This will be 10, 11 is normal, 12 is normal, 13, go through, and pull it through those, 13, 14, 15, then go through, 16, 17, and 18. Okay. Now we're gonna stitch and join. Then we're gonna chain up 1. Now we're gonna do multiples of 2. Okay, so we're gonna go in 1, in the next one, go through those ones. That'll be 1, and then 2, and then 2 together, and then 4. 2 together is 5, and then 1, oops, is 6. 2 together is 7, and then 8. 2 together is 9, and 1 is 10, and 2 together is 11, and 1 is 12. Okay, so now our opening is getting pretty small. So this is when we would take our fiber fill. Today I am using polyester fiber fill. But before I do that, here's my secret recipe. I take a used dryer sheet and I put it in my toy. So then my toy always smells nice and fresh. Or at least for a good long time. And then I fill it quite full. Now you can fill it with fiber fill, or you can even just do up a little bag of rice and make it into a hacky sack kind of thing. Whatever you decide. I like making them as little toys. It's something that I can make for my craft table. A lot of kids know what Pokemon is, so you know they see a Pokeball, and if I'm selling it for a couple or $3, or if I put a keychain on it, then they're usually pretty excited because they can afford it and they get to buy something while mom or dad are looking. Okay, so we're down to 12. So now here we're going to go in one, in the other. Now you see how I'm kind of pushing down my fiber fill while I'm doing my stitches? So this is one, go through one, and the other. This is 2, go through one, go through the other. This is 3, go through one and the other. Whoops, whoops, whoops. This is 4, go through one and the other. This is 5, one and the other. This is 6. Okay. Now we're going to want to leave a bit of a long tail. We are going to go into that final, we're going to thread this on a needle. So my loop is still there. Can you see it? Okay. So now I'm going to go through the stitches as if I was crocheting with my needle. Can you see that? Okay, so I'm still going in the proper direction, and I'm going to pick up 6 stitches. Okay. And to finish off, I'm going through that big old loop. Okay, and if all works well, we should be able to pull, and it's all going to tighten up. And there we go. Can you see? It's all tightened up. Now, I am going to do a quick knot. Okay. Just a little one. Okay, and now, see, so the bottom's all done. I'm just going to put my thread in and pull it out just at the edge of the white, because you never cut where you notch, right? Cut that thread. Okay, so we've got the ball part of the Pokeball, okay? So now we're going to make our button. So we're going to take white, and we're going to cross our yarn. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, putting our yarn over so that we're catching it when we crochet. We're going to do 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to slip stitch But instead of pulling through the white, through the slip stitch, we're going to pull through black. Okay, so we're going to pull through black. We're going to chain up 1. Now we're going to do 12. So we're going to go 2 in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to cut a nice long tail on the black, and we're just going to cut a short tail on the white. We're going to do a slip stitch into that first stitch, pull our yarn through and pull it tight. We're going to pull that center tail tight. Okay, we're going to sew down that, oh no, we don't even have to. So we have a white and a white. We're just going to tie those 2 whites together. Okay. There. And then we have a black over here. We're just going to tie that to the 1 white. And it's all going to be hidden, so it's all good. Okay, so now these little tails, I want to trim them just so that they don't peek out while I'm sewing this on to my polka ball. Okay. So there's our button. Okay. So now, if you look on your ball, if you're anything like me, you have this little tiny bit of a difference in the stitches. That's where I put my button. Okay, so taking your needle, you are simply going to line this up with your little bit of a difference in stitches so it's covered. You hold it down with your thumb, and you're just gonna whip stitch this on. Okay, so I'm gonna catch the black and just catch the very top stitches of the white or the color I'm doing, and I'm gonna do this all the way around. Okay, so we catch a little bit. We try not to catch my hair. I'm sure everyone waves a little bit of their hair into each project. That's what makes it special. Okay, so we go like this all the way around. You hear my turtle tank in the background? Sometimes if your thread gets twisted, it's good to just let it hang down and untwist. And then you're back on track. Okay, so we're just doing this all the way around. Until you get back where you started. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of the black on the underside. See here on the underside? I'm going to put a knot. So 1, 2, pull tight. Now I'm going to go back up through behind the black and come out over somewhere in the black, and that'll just pull my knot up inside, okay? Give it a trim, and there you go. You've got your very own polka ball. So if you want, you can put a thread and then a keychain, and voila, you've got a keychain. You can put a tie and you could have it as a Christmas ornament. You could fill it with a bag of rice and it could be a hacky sack, or you can just leave it like this and it can be a ball. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe, and if you want notifications of other videos, hit that bell. Have a good one, and go catch them all. Bye now.